Any health-related information on the following show provides general information only. Content presented on any show by any host or guest should not be substituted for a doctor's advice. Always consult your physician before beginning any new diet, exercise, or treatment program.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Inspired and Empowered Living TV show and podcast. We are live Tuesday mornings at 11 a.m. Eastern on Talk 4 TV, W4WN.com, and my YouTube channel. And I'm really excited. Today, we will be talking about how to unlock your manifesting power, how emotions can supercharge your success. Are you ready to live an inspired and empowered life? I'm your host, Nanci Deutsch, licensed clinical social worker, certified hypnotherapist, and an intuitive breakthrough expert. I combine my counseling, coaching, and intuitive abilities to transform your life and others. And this show is not a replacement for therapy or counseling. It is for educational purposes only. So we all of you. And I see that we have Allie in the house. Good morning, Allie. And we are going to start off, before I get into today's topic. I'm hoping that, because I said that I would answer this question from last week's show. It's a really important question, and it definitely relates to this week's show. So Misty, I'm pretty sure it was Misty who asked this question. I am hoping she's on to hear it. And we will jump right in. So, and we have Country Corners Gazette saying, how are things going? And they're great. And thank you for joining us. So glad that you're here. And so the question that Misty asked was, how does confidence and ego differ? So when you are feeling confident, and here's the thing, when you want to manifest, because I'm relating it to this show, when you want to manifest, you want to feel confident. You want to feel that you know, you believe, you are right in that zone. And we're going to talk more about it very shortly, that you believe this is happening. And what happens, though, is when you come from the difference between soul, when you are coming from soul confidence, and that is you're coming from that place of positivity, you're feeling inspired, you're feeling empowered, you're in that knowing zone, the flow, like I just said, when you're in your ego. And when true confidence is coming from soul, it's not coming from ego. And when you're in your ego, sometimes people boast. And they boast and they say, I'm the greatest, I got this, I can do this. But inside, they're really not feeling good enough. Okay, Misty says, I am here, but most people are not in the positive place. That is correct. So here's the thing. The bottom line is This is about becoming more aware. It's doing the things that you need to do to help you shift from where you're at to a more positive state of mind. When you're in the ego place, and underneath that boasting is usually feelings of not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, deserving, imposter syndrome. Like in the work that I do, very often people may have the talent and the knowledge and the wisdom, but they don't feel good enough. They feel like they're faking it or a fraud, the imposter syndrome. So that's ego. And so ego can present as not feeling good enough, like I just said, not feeling worthy, deserving, the imposter syndrome, or sometimes what happens. So you may feel more like that. And then sometimes people feel more like that's when they're boasting to try to boost. Okay, so we'll get to Mickey's question shortly. And that's why they try to boost themselves up, even when underneath they're not feeling it. And so that is coming from ego. It's where you want to be and where you want to go is that place of soul confidence. That's what I teach. That's what I do. That's what I support people in, is that place of soul confidence. It's a very core energy, and you don't have to boast, and you feel positive about your strengths. You're aware of your limitations or weaknesses, and know that you're working on changing them or shifting them. But most of all, you're coming from that place. So how do you know when you're coming from that place of soul or when you're coming from ego? You know when you feel. That's what this is about. Because in order to manifest all that you desire and to manifest the things you want in your life, it's about coming from that place of soul, or I call it higher self, also, that wise, unconditionally loving part of you. And you know that you are connected with those aspects of self when you feel positive, when you feel that you are on the right track, and that you're feeling inspired and guided by your intuition. Perhaps you feel peaceful, or maybe you feel inspired, or you're feeling empowered. All of those feelings of positivity are part of that energy of higher self and soul. And that's the place you want to be in to manifest those dreams and desires. So I know that we have some questions coming in. So let's get to those questions, because we're already in the show of the manifesting. See, I weaved it in for you. Okay, so Mickey says, do you feel people are in negative more than positive? So it depends on the person. What happened, I would say majority of people probably are. In fact, I remember hearing this statistic, and then I actually researched it before I started using it. And this is pretty amazing. And I know I've shared it before, but I'm going to share it again because it's apropos to what we're talking about. 95% of your behaviors, feelings, thoughts, beliefs are coming from your unconscious mind, your subconscious mind. So that you are reacting more than being in the zone. Or even if you're not in the zone, coming from that place of making choices, healthy choices. So let me just do my quick Psych 101 and then we'll get back. So you have your conscious mind. Thank you, conscious mind of yours, because you make empowered decisions like bringing you here to the show. So I really want to acknowledge you for making that empowered decision and being here. That's your conscious mind. When you're conscious, you're aware, and you're making a very clear decision. Your conscious mind is the part of you that responds. But what happens that 95% of the time, when you're in reaction, that is what you need to work on. Now, that comes from the subconscious or unconscious mind. I use them interchangeably. And that part of you, from the moment you were conceived to present time, has recorded everything, every moment that you have taken a breath. And you are absorbing like you're absorbing everything. So it's all the good stuff, and in there is also limiting beliefs and emotions that you are hearing from your environment, that you may have picked up from your ancestors, and even things that you came in with from past lives. And all of that is in your subconscious and unconscious mind. So when you are reacting from that reactive space, that is the part of you that's reacting. So yes, there could be much of the time you could be in that 95, and now your journey. And remember, this is a journey, not a destination, because we're all in the journey. I am in the journey as much as you are. And it's the journey of continuing to be in those higher states of consciousness. When you are in those positive emotions, the emotions of your higher self and soul, and even higher, what I call your source or divine self, you are in those feelings of peace, love, joy, gratitude. And when you're in that state of higher mind, higher consciousness, that's the state of manifestation. And so this is about the journey. When you really want to manifest something and it's in your heart and it's coming from that soul place, you just know that you're here to do this certain thing or to make a difference or to help in some way. And you're working on manifesting that. Then that your job is to clear the energies that keep you from being in those positive emotions. Now, I talk about, maybe you don't know if you're tuning in for the first time. So I talk about two levels of clearing. There's the clearing, the daily clearing, which you could use meditation or journaling, going outside in nature, breathing. Your breath is one of your most valuable assets in being, and it's right there for you every time, every moment. When you start becoming conscious of your breath, it can help bring you into present time, because most of the time when you are in that 95%, you are in the past, or you are worrying or obsessing or concerned about the future rather than being in that flow state. And so it's clearing those old energies. And then you want to go deeper clearing. Deeper clearing is using emotional freedom technique, EFT, tapping, or it could be There's something called the emotion code, or it could be hypnosis. I do hypnosis. I do a lot of different modalities with clients to help them clear those energies so that they can be in a higher state and work on that manifestation. So I know we had more questions. Hopefully that answered most of your questions. And if you have more, let me know. How do we know we are in the core energy? So the best way to know that you are in core energy is when you feel an alignment of body, mind, emotion, spirit, and heart and head. So what I mean by that is, and this is where breath comes in, when you feel that you either are numb or you're feeling something that could be coming up for you, something from the past, or worrying about the future, one of the first things that you can do to support yourself and start changing your energy right away is working with your breath. So if you become aware, and this is awareness is key. This awareness is the first step, because in order for you to realize that you're not in your core energy and you're in your ego, or you're in the your feelings of sadness, fear is a biggie, or it could be grief, it could be anger, frustration, could be shame or guilt. When you're in those feelings, you're not in your core energy. That's the wounded ego. And that's part of what needs to be healed and cleared. And so you know that you're in the core energy when you feel connected, you feel grounded. What I do to help myself ground is I feel my breath and I feel my feet on the floor. It immediately brings me into my body and into present time. That's one of the quickest ways I use in a moment that you can feel connected. Now, suppose you are aware that you do that, but you come into present time and you may not be feeling happy or joyful or gratitude or whatever. Then you need to maybe do a deeper clearing or some kind of release, emotional release, in order to get you into that aligned state. So, and I've been talking about sensations in the body in the last few shows. So it's about becoming aware of what's going on feeling wise in your body. So let's say you have a feeling or a sense that you want to cry. Maybe you need to just be present to the tears and allow yourself to cry. How many of you have ever felt? You can put a yes in the chat. After a good cry, you feel so much relief. I can't even begin to tell you how many clients have said, "Oh, I feel so much better." I know I have after a good cry. Now, if you're in grief, if you recently had a loss, whether it's a loss of someone close to you, a loss of a job or a person or a beloved pet, you may go in and out of that. But grief, you know it's grief when you're going in and out. There's waves. When you're stuck in the energy, you may be more feeling depressed. The grief has turned into depression, or there's things that you need to do to support yourself in helping you to nurture yourself to keep moving forward. And when you're in fear, You may need to, what I tell clients to do, exercise is one of those ways. Go for a run, go outside, take a walk, breathe, feel your feet, come back into present time. Sometimes I have clients do the tapping, emotional freedom technique to clear the fear. Sometimes people journal, letting it out. Because what you really need to, I think the percentage is 85% of our fears, worries about the future never come true. Never come true. And and here's the thing, when you get into present time, what happens is then you can take action on your intuition. You feel an impulse, you feel guided. I call it guided to call somebody, to touch base, guided to take some type of action to support you in moving towards your manifestation, to support you in moving forward, even to support you in feeling more positive. So that intuition comes when you're in a calmer state, peaceful. So you know you're in your core energy when you're feeling peace, love, joy, gratitude, when you're feeling grounded and centered and aligned. And when you're not, what your task is to work on coming back to that place of alignment. And it takes practice. I really want you all to know this is practice. This is not about perfection. This is taking and practicing that state so that, and when you're in that state, it's much more easily to take actions on your intuition to move you towards your manifestations. Okay. So, Anastasia, I hope that helped answer your question. And if it didn't, or if any of you have any other questions around that, let me know. Okay. So, Country Corners Gazette. Can we be led by something other than our best intentions? Yes, you can be led by your ego. And that's why it's learning to know when you're in soul and when you're in ego. So, how do you know? Because that's probably one of your questions. So, you know that you're in ego when something, how do I describe this? There's okay, one of the ways you know you're in ego is there is an attachment to an outcome. Now, here's the thing, and I am just going to say it because you're probably already like, how do you let go of an attachment to an outcome? And it's not the most easy of tasks. And it is part of an ego energy. When you feel like you need to have this, or you feel you have to have this, there's like a need, a have to, it's coming from this, or like there's like, let's say you're wanting a new relationship and you have to have that person. Instead of trusting the universe to say, this is if this person is for my highest and greatest good. Remember, you want to always ask that question, my highest good or my highest and greatest good. And you can ask that question. When you're coming from soul, there's this sense of, it feels, there's like a peace and a surrender that happens. There's an unfolding that takes place. You keep following your intuition every step of the way. Now, through the journey of manifesting something, You may not always feel that positive state because it is a journey. And sometimes on the journey, we all have our ups and downs. You're going to be going over the obstacles, the stones or the boulders, or sometimes you may need to go around, or the trees in your path. I'm using the metaphors, but you all know what I'm talking about. And your task is working on either going around the big boulders or trees or working through them. So that's the deeper level of clearing that I was talking about. And when you want to manifest something, that deeper clearing often becomes necessary. And so it's the journey of clearing whatever would keep you from the manifestation. Often it could be the not good enoughs, not feeling worthy or deserving of either having what you want, of receiving. Very often I work with clients and there's receiving issues. You don't feel like you deserve to have that. You don't feel worthy of even receiving what you want. And that's why sometimes you need to take something that you want to manifest and bring it down to smaller increments and work step by step towards the manifestation. And so this part of what you're learning is to learn when you're coming from your ego and when you're coming from soul. Now, is it possible to have both of them together? Absolutely. Okay. And sometimes you may not know whether you're an ego or soul. So what the most important thing is to tune into you and to ask yourself, let's say you want to manifest a better job or more financial abundance. And maybe it's financial freedom. And then you would ask yourself, what would keep me from manifesting financial freedom? And you start to notice your body and you start to notice sensations. Maybe there's this sensation in your stomach, in your gut. And so your head wants the financial freedom, but your gut doesn't believe it. And in order to be in that alignment that I was talking about, your head and your body, your head and your gut need to be in that alignment in order for the manifestation to occur. The Abraham material, Esther and Jerry Hicks, the Hicks and Abraham, have talked about manifestation is 99%. I think it's 99% or 99.9% the energy work. And then the manifestation happens. 1.1%. So that's your job, is to do the energy work to clear those emotions, the lower energy emotions like I talked about. The fear, anger, frustration, guilt, shame, and even grief. Now, and I don't mean ignoring them. I don't mean denying them, because if you do know, those emotions are still in your subconscious mind. They don't go away. And so it's going to be really important for you to be able to work on allowing yourself to be in the feelings and to work on the deeper level issues in order for that manifestation to come. So you may have an underlying belief, I'm not really worthy or deserving of financial freedom or even financial abundance, more money. I have to work really hard and struggle in order to make a living. These all may be beliefs. And if you have relationship issues, maybe the relationship issue is, am I worthy and deserving of having a loving, kind, amazing relationship, an extraordinary one, even a healthy one? Ask yourself those questions. And then feel and tune into your body and see what your body is saying. And even health issues. Do I deserve to have a healthy body? What do I believe about being healthy and vital and alive? So all of those pieces, it's about getting underneath what those emotions and limiting beliefs are telling you. And one of the best ways that I help people do that is through the body, because your body guides you. Your body doesn't lie. It's telling you the truth. So your head may say, oh, I believe that I can create that, boom, like that. But your gut doesn't believe it, doesn't feel it. So it's about working through what you need to in order to make that manifestation happen. So I know that we have some other questions and we'll get to those questions. But first, before we continue with the questions, I want to share with you that I am really excited because I am doing a masterclass. And this masterclass, if you want to manifest, okay, if you are ready to manifest more freedom and fulfillment, then you want to join me for my masterclass. If you are ready to build your business, a business of your dreams, a soul aligned business, then you want to join us. The masterclass is Freedom and Fulfillment, 3 steps to build your soul aligned business. And it's a 3-day masterclass and it's all free. It's virtual masterclass. It's next Tuesday, June 11th. Wednesday, June 12th, and Thursday, June 13th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. And during this time together, we are going to help you get connected more deeply to your soul's vision so that you can get more clarity and guidance about your soul's vision. And then we're going to help you to learn and uncover a belief that would keep you from having the confidence to manifest that vision and how you can move through it. And then the 3rd day, we're getting into action and you will learn what you need to do and even create an actionable plan to get into action to work on manifesting your soul aligned business. And of course, I'll be talking about intuition every step of the way. Now, Rebel is going to put the link in the chat. So put the link in the chat and join us. Love to have you join us for Freedom and Fulfillment, 3 steps to your soul aligned business. And really excited. I'm excited for this. This is a new event for me. So this is exciting. Things are unfolding. And of course, I'm guided by my intuition. So I hope you join us. Okay, thanks. All right, so now back to the questions. All right. So Mickey asks, is anyone here just to exist, having no purpose? And the answer to that question is no. Okay. So I really believe before we come to the planet, we make soul contracts, and we make contracts with our guides and angels, our mentors, our counsel, and these beings guide us to what we need to learn in this lifetime. And so every soul that comes to the planet has some type of purpose. Now, some souls have a bigger purpose than others, like they're meant to lead groups or do TV shows or podcasts because they feel that drawn from their soul, knowing this is part of their purpose. And then there are other souls that are meant to make a difference in their families, or maybe they're meant to make a difference with animals, or maybe you're meant to make a difference. Sometimes it's a soul contract or a purpose between two beings, and that being could be you and an animal. And maybe that's part of your purpose, is learning how to love unconditionally by watching your pet. And I'm laughing, but there's a seriousness there. Animals know how to be unconditionally loving, sometimes much more than us people do. So you could be learning from the animals. And so everybody has some kind of soul purpose, and everybody's soul purpose looks different according to what the contract that they made before they came to the planet. So the answer to that question is we all have a purpose. And learning, being in the journey, remember this is a journey, being in the journey is learning what your purpose is. And sometimes remember I said you need to take steps. Sometimes you take a step and you get to one level of your purpose, and then another step unfolds. So it's a journey. Just like you are on the journey, step by step, you can get guided more and more deeply to your soul's purpose. Now, you may have some awareness or some idea, but you may not have that clarity. And that's why working on clarity can help bring you more vision, more understanding of what your purpose is in this lifetime. And so, and also, again, you want to manifest from that soul purpose place. And you know that you're in that place of manifestation when you're feeling the energy of the flow. You're feeling the energy of moving forward. So, country corners. Do we need to continually do clearing? So here's the thing. The most important way that you know you need to do clearing is if you're in a positive vibration, you may not need to do clearing. You're on track and you feel you're moving towards that manifestation and you're on the right track and you're being guided and you know that you're on purpose and you're following your intuition. You may not need to do clearing. Maybe you've cleared what you've needed to. But if you hit a snag, or remember those pebbles or rocks, you may need to clear those if they get in your way of the manifestation. But if you're able to maintain that high energy vibrational state, that state of flow and ease and grace, then you're on the track, and you maybe you've done the clearing, or maybe you're in that alignment because you're on soul path, soul purpose. Now, I also want to make it really clear that you may be on soul path and soul purpose and still need to do clearing. Sometimes what happens is we need to do a lot of clearing in order to keep manifesting our soul's purpose. I will tell you, as an entrepreneur, okay, having your own business is a journey unto itself. And there's lots of emotions and lots of ups and downs that happen as you're in the journey. And I will share my job when I'm not feeling that positive state of flow. I got to do the clearing that would keep me from being in that flow state. So that's why it's a journey. Now you may manifest a piece of it. Maybe I've cleared, or you've cleared enough of what you needed to clear, let's say, the first piece, and then it's working on clearing the next piece. So clearing can be a continual process. Listen, I'm going to tell you, it's a lifetime journey. No matter whether you're working on manifestation or you're working on staying more grounded and present and in the flow, it's a journey of clearing. Now, you may not always need to clear if you're in that flow state. And if you're not, then you do need to. So, and also it's about tuning in to anything that may block you from that manifestation. And that's tuning in to your gut. It's tuning into your heart. Because your heart and your gut will guide you whether you're on the right track or not. So, and are those people your mentors? I don't know who those people are. Can you, because sometimes when I'm talking, I am in the flow and I'm just talking. So I don't know exactly who you're asking are my mentors, but I will tell you, I have mentors. I have people that I work with. I have a therapist, a coach, healers. I have a village because I really believe that it takes a village to help you on your journey of wholeness and your journey of healing and your journey of positivity. We all need support. And if you don't have that support, then it's important that you get the support that you need to keep moving on your journey and to keep moving forward in your manifestation and manifesting your dreams. So, and Hicks, yes, they are one of my mentors. Listen, I totally recommend the Abraham and the Hicks material. It's excellent material. And I definitely recommend reading them and really moving on that journey. You know, they can support you. They have many books. They have YouTube stuff. So if you're not sure, go on. I really want to support you. And also come to my masterclass. So definitely want to support you. Yes, Hicks and Abraham material are some of my mentors. I have a lot of mentors. Again, it takes a village. And so anybody that inspires you and empowers you to help moving you on your journey of manifestation, go for it. So I know we have another question that came in from Anastasia. And Anastasia, I want you to know I'm going to answer your question next week because I want to give it time and I need to start coming to an end for this show. So stay tuned for Anastasia's question next week. What do blockers look like? And we are going to talk more about what those blocks look like or feel like or sound like. Okay? So stay tuned next week and join me for my masterclass. Next Tuesday night, it starts at inspiredandempoweredliving.com/masterclass. Again, go to the link inspiredandempoweredliving.com/masterclass. One word. And join me for the masterclass. It's a free virtual event. Going to have I've had people come to the masterclass and get lots of healing. And we're going to continue with this theme next week. So, and answer Anastasia's question. And I want to wish you all an inspired and empowered day and an inspired and empowered week. Have a great one, everybody. Bye for now.